So it's a beautiful day in late summer 2025, and I gotta say I'm a little perplexed about where to go from here right now with all of this. We're in another season where people are just going absolutely ballistic over a time frame. Again, September seems to be a big time of year for this. We now have, again, multiple people jumping on the bandwagon saying September 23rd and 24th. And for whatever reason this year, they are just absolutely indignant that this will happen. And you can't even argue with them. It's so certain. It's so sure. Obviously, all of this is for attention. Some of them are more willing to say shocking things, incredible things, just to get more attention than the other guy. But I don't know, it's a trend right now, and it's terrible. It's just awful. If you guys watch my videos with regularity, you would know that my big problem is not the rapture doctrine itself. I don't, believe whatever you want. That's not really what bothers me. What I've got a big problem with is this constant use of God's name to get attention for yourself by making promises to people that never come to pass using God's name. And it's damaging the gospel. It's damaging our testimony. And most importantly, it's damaging the name of God. That is the problem I have with this. This is not entertainment. We should not be getting on YouTube pretending to have a ministry, and then the whole ministry is, let me tell you another story today about how soon the rapture is. So, as we go through the next month or so, after we've seen the 9th of Av fail, the new wine thing failed again, and obviously the certain failure of the September high watch times, here's a few observations. All these guys are jumping on this bandwagon. So now even Britt Gillette. Is the rapture coming this September? Obviously, in his video, he doesn't say that it is. He doesn't say that it isn't. He says it could be. He says it could happen any time. We shouldn't be looking at specific dates all the time because it could happen at any time. If the rapture could happen at any time, then there are no such days as high watch days. Every day would then be a high watch day, which also doesn't make sense because they define high watch times as times to get extra excited and extra watchful, which makes no sense if the rapture could happen at any time. You see that they expose themselves constantly as people who are just looking to get people excited, to get their audience worked up, because that gets them views, that gets the attention that they crave, and it's fun. It's fun. So, again, once we see October arrive, October of 2025, which we will see it arrive, assuming we don't have some kind of a crisis that gets people excited about the rapture again, we will see a slump in views. The big bump that these channels got the past couple of months will subside as people head back to reality. We have seen this over and over and over again. But it won't faze the watchmen, and nor will it faze 80% of their audience that never really believed any of this anyway. Why is this? Well, as far as the watchmen are concerned, I have a thought, and you guys check me out on this one. I think the watchmen look at this kind of like most of us look at, say, an upcoming vacation. You have a vacation planned, and a couple of months before the vacation comes, you start getting excited for it. You start really getting happier at work because you're like, hey, I've only got a couple more months, and then I can take off for a week or two, and that kind of gets you through work, and you're all amped up about it. You're all excited. You go on vacation, and you really enjoy yourself for the week or two. But while you're on vacation, in the back of your mind, you know it's going to end eventually, and you have to go back to reality. Then the week or two ends, and it is indeed back to reality. How do you feel at that point? Do you feel discouraged? Maybe. Do you feel disappointed? No, you're just not as happy as you were. You knew it was going to end, but you're still not happy to see it ending. That's the closest I can get to the psychology behind most of these Rapture watchers. I'm talking about the people who make the videos. It's a really great time. They have a fun summer. They get lots and lots of attention. They enjoy their community and all the accolades and the thumbs ups. And now it's over for another season. Let me show you a clip here by Lee. And I'm using Lee Brainerd here on purpose because he has managed to build a channel around his hype over a soon rapture, while at the same time distancing himself from people who overhype a certain time frame. It's a strange thing for him to balance, because while he doesn't want to look like he's hyping anything, he has to hype things because otherwise no one's going to watch him, and he knows that. Okay, people don't watch these videos in large numbers when they're just about boring things like, I don't know, Bible doctrine, the actual gospel of Jesus Christ. Certainly no one's going to watch a video where it talks about suffering and tribulation in your life and how to deal with it. No one wants to hear people say things like that. They want to hear you say, rapture soon, you are going to escape this life soon. But let's have Lee explain this.
So in conclusion, folks, if we blow right through the rapture window and we find ourselves in 2026 or 2027, no alarm bells are going to go off for me. I'm not going to be crushed. I'm not going to face any doubts. And I'm not going to go into a funk. My first thought will be that we overlook something that belongs in the equation, or maybe our calendar was just off a year or two or three, maybe four. It's no big deal. We just throw another really cool rapture dating theory in the junk pile. We hold a 10-minute funeral, we play taps, and we move on. Everything that's truly significant, everything that's truly substantial, everything that's truly indisputable bedrock truth will be unchanged. Prophetic convergence in the scriptures, prophetic convergence that's in the headlines, it will still be red hot and getting hotter. The rapture promises of deliverance before the wrath, that is, deliverance before the day of the Lord, before judgment, before the hour of trial, they're all still valid. The scriptures cannot be broken. So take heart. Don't put a lot of hope in dating and timing theories. This is kind of like trusting a guy who's been lying to you over and over and over again. You keep giving him another chance. Your hope is in the Lord himself and in the rapture itself. Even if our gathering in the clouds happens a few years later than we anticipated.
Yeah, so again, Lee is not completely honest. He just spent all kinds of time admitting that he himself participates in these high rapture window convergence theories. He admits himself that he has been participating in the 2025, 2026 rapture window theory. Otherwise, why would he feel the need to make a video like this where, hey, everybody calm down, don't get mad at us, don't get upset, don't get mad at God, don't lose your faith if it fails. He wouldn't have any need to say that if he wasn't participating in it. But then he gets on other channels and makes videos about, hey, we all got to stop talking up the rapture happening at this time or during this high watch time. Or he gets all mad at people who do that, right? So he's, he isn't being truly honest, and he's making his audience really upset because he refuses to really jump on bandwagons. He puts down other people who do, but then at the same time he teases them along this path of convergence that he keeps calling it. But I think this is where, generally speaking, most of these rapture channels are going. They're going in this direction where it's basically like this. Look, guys, we don't know the day or time. We're going to talk about days and times. We're going to talk about potential rapture time frames. But, and let's all have fun, but let's all recognize that this is just for fun. That's all we're doing here. We're not going to be disappointed if it doesn't happen. We're just going on vacation for a little while. This isn't reality. Our reality is our job and our family and all the stuff that's boring. That's our normal job. But come on with me on a little vacation for a while. Fantasize about what could be for the next several months or weeks, or maybe even all year. But then when it ends and it's over, just accept it and move on, be an adult. So again, this wouldn't bother me at all if it was done in private. It's the fact that they do all this in public. They use God's name. They make promises to their audience, many of which are not really tuned in to what's really behind the scenes here. Their audience could be gullible. They could be extremely susceptible to promises like this because they're hurting. So I think it's extremely dangerous, but also at the very, very least, it is destroying the gospel, the testimony, and the name of Christ. So thinking about those watchers of these channels now, Candace made an excellent video a few months ago about pointing out that in a typical cult, the leader of the cult is the one that puts pressure on the followers. The leader pressures them, uses mind control in some ways, to convince them that they can't, the audience can't leave the cult. They must stay, or something bad will happen. She has pointed out that it's actually the exact opposite with this cult. This cult, it's the watchers, the followers, the audience who puts pressure on the watchmen to keep going, to keep making up new dates and times and theories because they demand it. Hey, we put you here. We hired you guys for this. Get your butt busy on doing this again, or we're going to be really upset at you. And you'll watch these people, these watch channels will say things like, "Well, I'm going to delete my channel when this is over. If it fails, I'm deleting it. I swear I'm going to delete it." And then they don't because their audience demands, "No, you get back on there, buddy, and start talking." And so this is entertainment for 80 to 90% of them. Okay, 80 to 90% of these people don't take this seriously at all. They don't care whether it's right or wrong. When a new theory pops up, like, I don't know, this 2,550-day theory that's currently making the rounds, that's easily proven wrong when you do the math on it, like Hamrick has done on his video. They don't care. They don't care if it's right or wrong. They like to daydream about getting out of this life. They're like the people that play the mega lottery. And the numbers are going to be drawn tomorrow night, and they spend the whole day and the next day daydreaming about getting out of this life that they're in, having a better life. They know they're probably not going to win. They know that the odds are ridiculous. Doesn't matter. They enjoy daydreaming about it. They want to get their friends together. They want to talk about what they're going to do with the money, knowing all along there's no way it's going to happen. It's fun. It's interesting. It tickles the senses. It provides an endorphin boost. It's entertainment. This brother Joshua who's declared that September this year is the rapture, whatever. This 2,550-day thing, no one is even going to remember anything about that person, anything about those new numbers, anything about this perfect math that these people have been pushing. They're not going to remember any of it in 3 months. By 2026, they will all have moved on to the next big theory, leaving this one in the dustbin just like always.
Guys, there's something different about this year. And it's not just because I believe Brother Joshua's testimony that I'm saying this. I want you to understand that just because there's been years of crying wolf doesn't mean that the wolf is not coming.
That I just don't even know where to start with that. To admit that you're lying, because that's what crying wolf is. You're lying. You're saying that the wolf is coming, in this case the tribulation, and it might not come, or it's not going to come. You're just messing with people. And then to say, but yeah, the wolf did eventually come. That makes all of my lies okay. That is, as Candace says, that's rapturism. It's okay for me to lie and get you excited, or at least tell you something that I know will get you excited that I don't know to be true for sure. That's okay, because eventually it will happen and I'll be right. God is going to spend all these years and decades and centuries letting people lie in his name, but someday he's going to turn all of their lies into truth.
And I know there are some of you who have asked me as of late in my last video, if September comes and goes, what am I going to do? And I think that's a fair question, because we've all been here as dates have come and gone. And I want to assure you that I believe that it's not going to come and go. I believe that we're out of here on the Feast of Trumpets. But if for some reason we are still here, you will not have to hold me accountable. Because let me make something very clear. This channel is different than any other channel that you have seen before. It has always been different. I am different. I will not kick that can down the road. I have never set a date before. This is totally out of character for me to do, and the only reason I'm doing it is because I feel in every ounce of my being that this is it. I want you to understand something. Whether we go or we don't go, this marks the end of this ministry on this channel. Because if we're gone, I won't be here to be making videos. And if we're not gone, I want to assure you that I will issue a public apology and I will never make a video again. I will take this channel down because I will have
disqualified myself, he says. Will he do that? I don't know. I don't think he will. He does seem like a little more raw than some of these other guys who fudge and, kind of double speak. He hasn't done that. He has basically said straight up, this is the date. I'm sticking with it, not changing my mind, and I will take my channel down. We will see. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen a single person come on and apologize and apologize to the Lord for what they've done, and then actually follow through and take their channel down. He might, or he might be playing with words here again, like this channel will go away, and then a year from now a new channel pops up with the same dude. Like, well, I didn't say I wouldn't make a new channel doing this again. That could happen. I hope it doesn't. I hope these people start to learn. So this is all going to fail. Once again, all these people who are using the name of Christ just for their own means, just for their own pleasure, just for attention's sake, they will appear to get off scot-free. None of them will care that they were wrong. None of their audiences will care that they were wrong. They will just beg them for more slanderous words that Jesus never said. Here's a big problem, and this is just unavoidable. When the next crisis hits, and there will be another crisis, whether it's an economic issue, like a depression, the likes of which we have never seen, that's quite likely, or an AI crisis of some kind, either scary stuff with it where it blows up on humanity and causes an enormous problem, used as a weapon, for example, something with AI, or possibly an attack on our soil, or some kind of real war that really affects the people of this country, instead of just being on the news and these Rapture watchmen can use it as fodder for their entertainment, but a real war that actually affects them. They're not going anywhere. Nobody is going anywhere. We are all going to be sitting here living through this, living through whatever the crises are. We are going to be right here dealing with them. And these Rapture channels have done nothing to help prepare people. In fact, they've done the opposite. They have made people soft. They have distracted them. They have not given them information about what to do, or how to live, or how to think, or how to be ready. Oh no, they've been promising their audience for 20 years now that they're going to be out of here before anything bad happens. So you don't need to be prepared. Just get people on the ark. And have fun. Have fun telling everybody September 23rd, 24th is definitely the day, everyone. Yeah, have a good time. It's enjoyable. God wants you to do that. He wants you to have a great time. That's what your life is all about, right? That's what your ministry is all about. So making people happy. And then when this thing comes, whatever it is that's coming, and who knows when, no one's going to be ready for it that's clinging to this rapture idea, even if the rapture is true. Please hear me on this. I don't hate the pre-trib rapture. I don't believe in it. But let's say I'm wrong. It could be 5 years from now. It could be 10. It could be 50. even if it's not, we might have to live through some years of real suffering and tribulation before we're taken away. It's time to give up the childish fantasy escapism and time to really live the way God told us to.